Most of the ways that our advisors and many others in corporate America and throughout the world think about ethics is as a compliance exercise, sometimes as a question in assessing legality. So for example, they say, for business ethics, we need to make sure that we don't engage in insider trading or violate the law. And while I'm not going to advocate that anyone break the law, that's a different question. You hire lawyers to teach you about the law, you hire compliance officers to teach you about compliance. Business ethics is a different process entirely. And so we need to deprogram the idea that ethics is about compliance or legality alone and recognize that there's a whole wide open field for us to explore and investigate that has nothing to do with those two topics. When you ask somebody who's here at the conference, are you an ethical person, they'll invariably say yes. And what they mean by that, if you push a little further, is that they don't lie, cheat, or steal. They're not putting their interests ahead of their clients' interests, that they just try to do the best things that they can for other people. And that's all great, and it's good that we have people like that. Not everyone is that way. But what ethics allows us to do is totally different. It allows us to explore gray areas, to answer questions that we've never heard before, and to encounter new opportunities, especially where people in good faith will disagree. So two people who say, hey, I'm highly ethical, and then they say, one says, we must do this, and the other says, we must not do that. What's happening there? What's going on when two people who are ethical disagree on something? And what we talked about is that's an opportunity to really unlock a lot of value through a process that allows us to articulate our aspirations and then understand what prevents us from getting there. To be a time-traveling ethicist, and this is something that we talked about in the session, to articulate the best of yourself for the future. Who are you when you are at your best, or who do you aspire to become? And then to go fearlessly into your past to identify the barriers that will prevent you from getting there. The reality is that all of us can identify good ethical standards that we have ignored. But in order to be able to travel between where we are and where we aspire to be, we need to go into the past to understand what has prevented us from getting there. So be a time-traveling ethicist. Let the past be your teacher, not your master, and then articulate those future-oriented principles that can take you from where you are to where you want to be.